Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. P. I'm a board certified OBGYN, and so we're here to answer your question today, and that question is how to reset female hormones for weight loss. I'm so excited that you're here with us, and so in this video we're going to dive into what are the key hormones that impact weight loss, and we'll talk about strategies to help to reset your hormones. So let's talk about it. What exactly are hormones? Hormones are a communication system that is quite interrupted inside of your bodies with over 50 hormones going up and down and balancing each other and constantly changing in response to each other. Hormones are extremely important. They are the communication mechanism that helps us to change and adjust as we go through life. When you think about being born as a baby and transitioning until we're of old age, hormones are the key to all of those things happening, and we need them all to happen, regardless of whether or not we are ready for them to happen. With hormones and hormonal balance, we know that our weight can be affected. Our abilities to lose weight or gain weight can both be impacted just the same because of our hormones. And so there are several different hormones that are directly linked with your ability to lose weight. And so let's talk about a few of those. Let's first talk about estrogens. Estrogens are some of the key hormones when it comes to female reproductive health. Estrogens are pumped in your system right around the time of puberty and will continue all the way until menopause. During this period of time, we know that estrogens may also increase dramatically if we undergo pregnancy. And so for about 20 to 30 years, your body experiences estrogens. And as you get towards menopause, where your estrogens decrease dramatically, we know that your weight may be influenced by your estrogen levels. Most women who have gone through menopause will tell you that they experience an increase in abdominal fat right around the midsection, right around the time of perimenopause and menopause. I can tell you, I listen to and hear these cries from menopausal women constantly. It is true. We also know that during menopause, when we get more abdominal fat, this is likely due to and linked with the lack of estrogens or the lowering of estrogen in our system. And with that, it makes it so much more challenging to try to lose the abdominal weight or the abdominal fat. Insulin is another hormone that impacts your weight loss journey. Insulin is very important to help your body use carbohydrates and sugars from your blood. When we eat a meal, we know that the carbohydrates will break down into smaller parts, which equals sugar, and this is released in your bloodstream to be used by your organs. For this to happen, insulin is needed. If you have insulin resistance, what often happens is that your body will store carbohydrates or glucose, sugar, as fat in your body. And if you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to store fat on your body at the same time because this would be counterproductive. And so if you have insulin resistance or your body doesn't make enough insulin, in the case of diabetics, for instance, you may have a challenge trying to lose weight. Another or a third hormone that I'd like to mention is cortisol. Cortisol is our stress hormone. It's our fight or flight hormone. It is a hormone that is released in your system when you're in the case of an emergency, when you need to run and save yourself. This hormone is extremely important for saving you during an acute setting. However, if your body continues to produce an excessive amount of cortisol for long periods of time, cortisol then works to harm our overall hormonal status. Cortisol that is in your system chronically, lasting for months at a time, may lead to fat storage. It also may lead to an increased appetite, meaning that if you've ever been stressed out and you feel as though you need to eat something and you grab some chocolate, you grab some candy, you grab different things because it feels better, this could be because of high cortisol in your system at that time. Lastly, I'd like to mention other hormones like your leptin and ghrelin. These are two hormones that impact your appetite, how much you eat, and your body's ability to know when you're full. If you can imagine, both of these hormones are very important to help us balance out our eating and knowing when to stop. And so if we have an imbalance in your leptin and your ghrelin, you may eat more than you should. You may not be aware of your fullness, and so you eat more than you ought to. And your appetite may increase so that you feel like you need to eat more even though you had recently eaten, and your body isn't necessarily hungry. And so with all of these hormones, your estrogens, your leptin and ghrelin, your insulin, your cortisol, if they are imbalanced, it is going to be very difficult for you to achieve weight loss successfully and actually maintain that over time. And so what do you do if you have hormone imbalances? And what do you do if you have obesity or you're overweight and you're trying to lose that weight? You may even be a normal weight, but you intend to be smaller and lose a little bit more just to be and to feel much better. There are definitely things that you can do and changes that you can make today to help your weight loss journey as well as your hormonal state. Let's talk about what those may look like. The first is changing your diet. Changing your diet is key to losing weight, but also to creating balance. The reason is when we eat, we are introducing things to our bodies that we expect our bodies to break down into smaller molecules so that your body can use it for energy. If we eat excessively, all the additional calories that we take in will be stored as fat for another time that your body may need it. Therefore, it is very important that we are mindful of the things that we are eating and our caloric intake. And it's also important that if we are to focus in on the types of things that you're eating, our overall caloric intake will be based on the types of fats that we're eating, the protein we're eating, as well as the carbohydrates. In general, when we think of having a balanced diet, we want a little bit of each of these macronutrients. We want a sufficient amount of protein, carbohydrates, and fat. If you're trying to achieve weight loss, it is always advised that you eat protein and carbohydrates together. They help to balance each other, but also it helps to decrease the likelihood of you having insulin and sugar spikes in your system. I would recommend that you consider also monitoring the timing of your meals. While balancing your nutrition incorporates having the proteins and the fats and the carbohydrates, it's also important that you monitor exactly when you're eating these meals. In general, for weight loss, I recommend that your breakfast be much more protein filled than carbohydrate. It is very common. I know I was absolutely guilty of this when I was younger, of having a bowl of cereal for breakfast. What's not in a bowl of cereal typically? Protein. A bowl of cereal is filled with carbohydrates. And while your body does need carbs, first thing in the morning is not the best time to have high carbohydrates. It's best to start your day with high protein. Have an omelet, have a piece of chicken, and maybe even bacon. We want protein more so than carbohydrates. For lunch and dinner, we can have more of carbohydrates along with the proteins and the fats as well. To enhance your overall weight loss, it is highly recommended to shift your carbohydrates away from your breakfast and into your lunch and dinner. Research has also shown that intermittent fasting may also help you in your weight loss journey and helping to balance your hormones. That may look like eating within a 6 to 8 hour window rather than a 12 or 14-hour window during the day. This means also that you're fasting for a majority of the day. And so if you'd like more information about that, you can check out my blogs, as I've talked about intermittent fasting and how this may help you in your weight loss journey quite a bit. Another way that you can help to reset your female hormones is to become physically active. And if you're already physically active, to make sure that you're incorporating strength training in the process. Strength training helps you in several ways. One, it helps you to sweat, and sweating helps to balance your hormones. It helps to get rid of excess hormones. It also helps by allowing your cardiovascular system, your metabolic system, both to respond to the effects of having your muscles pull against your bone. Strength training truly helps your cells on a molecular level balance themselves, function well, and produce the hormones of the glands they're a part of. And so your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your adrenals, your ovaries are all able to function well when you are in the process of recovery from exercise. And lastly, I'd like to mention stress management. Do you know that stress is a huge problem when it comes to balance and maintaining it? And so if you want to really truly enhance and reset your hormonal system, we want to reduce stress as much as you can. And I know this is probably easier said than done, but if you start to focus on creating strategies to reduce your stress, being sure that you speak to a mental health provider, talking to your friends, traveling, relaxing on a daily basis, you will overall decrease the hormonal impact of cortisol on your system and cortisol on the rest of your hormone support. It is important that we become mindful of the things that we're doing and create strategies that will truly lead to change. And if you're just like, this is a lot for me, this is a lot for me to do and manage and maintain, and you'd like to learn more, I am offering you a huge discount to my hormone assessment. In just 5 minutes, you'll have a better picture of your hormonal imbalances, and I'll give you strategies that will directly help you become balanced and reset your hormones. If you're interested and would like to get more information about this opportunity and get this discount that I have just for you, just for watching, please click the link below this video and I would be happy to send that over to you. We are able to create balance, and I'd love to help you on this journey. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you've learned a little. If you have questions, please leave a comment or leave the question below this video and I'll be sure to respond. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.